I'm gonna be making a little bit not that boring for this afternoon presentations, and I'm gonna make some demonstrations about the potential of the technology that Microsoft is trying to enable, either from the IoT point of view or from the AI perspective. One of the things I just wonder is, anybody familiar with the Microsoft IoT framework or technology since we announced some of the cloud enablement for IoT last year? Anybody aware of this? Okay, that's fine, because it's not a surprising response, because that is exactly what I'm trying to explain to everybody. What is the bottleneck with the existing IoT technology? Because this is not only happening in the Microsoft point of view, actually happened to lots of the cloud vendors. So this is exactly what I'm going to be show you guys. One of the things is enablement of the IoT technology is not only on the hardware side, it's also on the software perspective. So first of all, this is the slide deck. Basically, I would like to share with you how Microsoft doing with the startup community in terms of technology point of view. We've been working closely with lots of the accelerators in Hong Kong, as in particular you can see on the right-hand side. We've been also working with some of the ecosystem players, for example, Global Source as well. So we also meet with the hardware message today, and we are very happy that we can engage this partner so that we can actually reach through our communication and technology to yours. And this will be the beginning of my sharing. And first of all, I think everybody looking to here into the IoT is what kind of the technology trend that you are looking into, right? So I picked this up from one of the Gartner report last year, November. There are 10 things or 10 technologies is coming through to our the IoT or actually technology trend. And the first thing you can see from this table is a triangle. The whole thing is what we call is a digital mesh. And the digital mesh actually beginning from here is a device mesh first. What do we mean for device mesh is because as you see, the mobile is having been growing already few years, right? The next few years or 10 years, the growth will be coming from wearable. So that's why we have wearable IoT folks here. And this kind of the device here is who is doing the developer. We find that from the survey, there are over 50% of the developer doing the IoT now is actually come from mobile developer. So it's not surprising, right? And with this mobile developer that they're doing the application, majority of mobile developer actually not fully utilize the cloud framework. So that's why the next thing that we also put here is what we call is the IoT architecture. It's something beyond the hardware. It's something what we call is a total solutions. It's the service, how you deliver, because the intelligence, the service is the value of your hardware, because it basically gives you competitive to be more advantages with your competitors. So I will show something on the IoT architecture with one of the demo, and frankly speaking, the demo may not work today, and I will explain to you why. And I also, some of you guys, I will have two demos ideally. One is showing the IoT architecture. So if that one won't work, I will give you the reasons why. And the second one is basically it's coming through later, which is something what we call is the insight. The insight is if you have the connected device, how you can get your insight from this kind of data. So it's part of my second demo. And the next thing is, once you got the insight, which is kind of the AI technology, the insight of the machine learning, what we'll be talking about the cloud vendors, we're looking into how we can actually do it into a more intelligent machine. So your IoT device may cost a few bucks to more expensive, but how we can actually increase the intelligence, and we can do that with lots of the technology. And I'm going to use the Microsoft technology to demonstrate that we can also do it as well. And the last piece is, once you got the smart machine, what will be the missing pieces is the channel of the communications. Majority of the user want to get a different experience. The experience is basically is understanding our work. So how you can make your machine to able to understand our work. And Microsoft just have the technology, and I'm going to show you which is my second demo. All right, so before I'm going to do this, all the technology talk to go over all the pyramid. So once you get over all the pyramid, you will actually will see what we call about is the electronic mesh. So which is some of the things about all the technologies moving towards based on this kind of technology pyramid. What we are trying to illustrate here is assuming you have lots of the sensors and kind of the hardware which is connected to the internet. I would say if you are doing a consumer market, I just want to know who is actually having interest doing your IoT into the consumer side. Could you raise your hand on the consumer side? Okay, that's good. Who is actually doing this for more a particular vertical segment? For example, healthcare or transport, more on the B2B side. Who else? Yes, that is exactly what we are seeing here is up to now, from last year, what we see is our customer majority doing onto the B2B, which is on the, not the consumer side. They've been more utilize a lot of the backbone, which is coming from the cloud vendor, which is what we show it here, is able to analyze the data. And we're doing from the consumer side, one of the interesting feedback I heard from the startup is they always think if they, for example, majority start doing consumer side is related to the smartphone product. They were having a thinking about if they've been basically relying on too much on the cloud, what if they don't have the connection to the cloud and basically the solution won't work? Actually, this is not a right concept. I just want to share with you. The reason why we need that kind of the information to the cloud is because it actually helps you to understand the user behavior. Your solutions connect to the internet, which is perfectly good. The only things you miss here is how you actually increase your value of the technology. This is an example is for a connected car. And on the left-hand side on the top, you see there's a bunch of sensors connected to your car. Could be how you are basically detect your driving behavior. For example, what is your gear positioning, what is your current speed, your engine temperature, the outside temperature, whatever. But most importantly is this information basically is useless if you don't use it wisely. That's why we are looking into a bottom part. The bottom part is what we call from the upper part, you can see there's a telemetry data, which is a non-traditional database. Is every second that you need to shoot to the network, and you want to understand what is happening in real time, right? So that's why there are another things which is happening on the bottom, which is what we call is a traditional database. Imagine if you have a car sensor of the car, you can know the driving behavior. And example, if you have all the accident history on that kind of locations from the bottom, what if you can combine that kind of the information of the accident at that locations with the driving behavior and also with the model of the car together, and then basically move it to something what we call as a big data, which is the Hadoop. It has been talking about few years, the Hadoop, the big data, and however, in Hong Kong or majority of customers, we don't see them they pick up. Actually, it's something it's not from Microsoft. I just want to make sure that everybody knows. Hadoop is an open source actually. It's for manipulative big data. The reason why Hadoop will bring into here is because you are handling a majority of the real data from the sensors at the same time, which is a non-traditional database, unstructured. And you also want to combine your table with the structure. So that's why you use Hadoop to do the, what we call ETL, is export, transform, and loading. The example here that I'm doing here is I am actually matching the car information from the sensors plus the car vehicle number with the historical data from the car, which is stored from the database here. And then I use all these information to go into a machine learning. From the machine learning model, basically, what we try to learn is whether the car, with this kind of information, we will foresee whether it's an accident, whether it will happen, whatever. But for my demo, it's not the accident, it's whether there's a maintenance required. That's why I'm using machine learning model. The machine learning model I basically use is basically this field parameter. May not be truly in the real scenario. I'm using it basically for a few things. Compare the car, the engine temperatures, and the outside temperatures, and the current speed, plus also few more parameters to determine. I'm using those with all the machine learning to detect the abnormal detection, so which is one of the algorithms that you can find in machine learning. Most important, once you got that kind of information, you want to know in real time, because every driving behavior, if you know it in real time, with applying this kind of the machine learning real time query, you can actually see from real time, and the benefit is not only benefit from the driver perspective. For example, you also benefit to the insurance company, they can actually know what is happening. And also basically benefit with all the transportation information that help the driver to be more safe, and also help the car manufacturers when to know whether the car accident is because of the driving behavior or something else which is affecting this. So this is real-time information, which is you can actually utilize the cloud to enable this. How to make your device really understand our words, from visually, from our message, from our speech. So those are the things we would like to get the computer to be smarter And using the cloud technology, yes, your device can do it. Basically, the cognitive service here, you can use any languages and any tools to build. Basically, the RESTful API is something that can help you to do vision and knowledge and then the others. Basically, what you can see is I can do the, I'm going to show you the website and I'm going to show you some simple demo here. Okay. So the cognitive service, we have computing visions and the other, so I need to switch. All right. So the cognitive service here that you can see, we have a bunch of the API available, and you can subscribe it using the Azure, and everything is a RESTful API, which means you can do it from your Node.js, you can do PHP, whatever Java languages, because it's a RESTful API. One of the things interesting is computing visions API, and also the emotion API. We can actually detect the people's emotions. And I'm going to show you why I see some people a little bit unhappy at the beginning when I set the laptop, because initially I don't intend to do the emotion API. I was doing another API show and I just captured a picture and somehow it just tells me the result. You guys are a little bit frustrated about the time I'm setting my laptops. And one of the things I try to highlight is here, language understanding here, something. What we call is the LUIS. The computing vision API allows us to understand what's the real world, and the language understand API, which is understand what we are actually talking about. So when you having your IoT device, for example, even for a smart home, you would like to talk to your, maybe a smart light to turn on, but you don't want the user to remember the command exactly. For example, if you need the user say, smart light turn on, the person next day maybe forgot this smart light. Maybe the person want to say something it's too dark here, something like that. It's another expression. And your technology should be able to pick up what the person actually wants, is looking for a light being turned on brighter, something like that. So that is exactly, we have tools for you to train the kind of the robot into a understanding language. And you can see that tools is much less complicated than what you thought. Technology is enabled for all the world, so which is something is not really a science fiction anymore. And let's put all the technology pieces together, because the last pieces is we have able to analyze the data from the sensors, and now we have intelligent API to understand our context in our world. And let's make it together. Why don't we make it something what we call a robot together, right? So the next thing I'm going to share with you is, have you know one of the things we put in the China project is for fun, but it's pretty, lots of people know it's called Xiaobing. Any people using Windows 10 before I introduce Xiaobing here first? That's fine. For Windows 10, we have some kind of the assistant called Container. Container, if people playing the Hello games knows is a AI person. So we have the same things built on top of Container, is artificial intelligence. What Microsoft China research team doing here is, based on Container, they built up another robot girl called Xiaobing. And they put this robot girl onto the WeChat last year, and this robot girl actually got WeChat banned into the second day, but already got more than close to 1 million fans already. So basically, you can chat to this girl. And the reason why is different, because we have actually two AI put into the world. One is called Tay, I think it's from Twitter earlier, and which is from the European countries. And this one's from China. The first one, Tay, if you know the news from the Microsoft, is which is because it's using the AI to understand talking to you, then this actually have some kind of the racism, actually the messages coming from the robot, learn a little bit inappropriately. So that's why we take it out and we make an announcement, apologize to the world. And then we make another improvement in China is Xiaobing actually. This one got all the improvement, but this time the reason why we take out from WeChat is because it actually privacy. Some of you guys may look into the IoT privacy because it will actually look into some of your information. But there is a reporter trying some of the racism questions to Xiaobing. And if you search from the internet, the reporter basically asks some questions to Xiaobing, say whether white is making more money than black, something like that, and putting a heap of pictures to ask Xiaobing to tell what that is. And Xiaobing, of course, refused all the things and talking something illegal, something more relevant. And the last thing, which is we proving Xiaobing is working, is the report. The last question is he has lots of the racism questions raised. And then he asked Xiaobing is whether he's a bad person. And Xiaobing answered, yes, you are a bad person, and bad person should be billed. So that is how the AI capability can do it now. And the one I showed to you is not because Microsoft can do it, because you can do it. And I just make a demo here, combined with the language understanding, and then the bot service. Before I show the demo here, I show a high-level architecture. In general, what you need to build here is you need to do something called a boat builder. So it's an SDK we offer from C# or also from Node.js. So which is no different from your web applications, except we provide some of the packages, the NPM packages for you to call in. And then we have the connectors. The connectors currently, I will show to you, and I have done it with the Facebook messengers. You do a little work to do the connector, and Microsoft will do most of the part. And then you can make that channel of the communications.